Well, we met at the Buick dance hall, and the thing was we didn't get asked up by the Bradford Bone. Oh, it was the worst crime if you didn't get asked up by the Bradford Bone. So that was how we met. And then we started courting, going serious then.
Every time we got a chance, we were away in a bus race for somewhere, and just sitting there in the countryside or the town, wherever we were.
But when we first met, you worked on the railway, so you had a pass. And I mean, I went to places up Northumberland I never knew existed.
Well,
And we went to Alston, and I thought it was the loveliest place I'd ever seen. Of course, I think love's young dream, you know, everything was wonderful, you know.
New life, new beginning. Forgetting all about the drinking and all the rest of it, all the football, everything we do. Number one, everything. So had there was something about her that they wanted to do this, that. There wasn't enough space for her to do everything what I wanted to do and go with her.
And then right in the middle of the courtship, I took ban. I was in hospital for 6 months. And I thought, oh, that's the end, you know. But he was very loyal, and I was all the way up by Hexham. He'd come every afternoon to see us, you know. I was trying to be so noble. I says, you know, I'll release you, you can go. There's no way, no way. You know, but I thought, yeah, I don't want to tie him down, you know. But no, he says, no. He says, I know what I'm doing, so.
But just natural. We get married.
I think it's very comforting to have someone to care around you.
Everything was there. Nothing was wrong. Sunshine all the way around. It was wonderful. Oh, it was great. Wonderful.
I was 16 and I met my girl, my wife, in a Firelight at Bury, that's where she worked, and I was working there. And we just hit it off. And then on the Saturday, we used to go to the pictures, go to Lockhart's, and then go to the wrestling. Oh, well, the wrestling, you've got to go there to watch it. It was good. Farmer's Boy and things like that, and it was good. Well, I enjoyed it too. She loved it, like, you know. And the pictures, well, that was good. We used to go in the back row.
everybody knows about that.
Been married for 64 years in July, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. She's a lovely woman, like, you know.
Both worked in the same factory. That's how we met there.
And which factory did you work in?
Durham Cables at Berkeley. And he'd just come out the army then. And just from there, I think we went together about 2 years and then we got married.
My husband was my best friend. I asked him if he could dance. And because I'd been taking dancing lessons, and he said, well, I can a little bit. And of course he turned out to be a very good dancer. My father got to know him, and my mother wasn't there, it was just my father that came. And he invited him to come home and have some supper, and he never left. So from there on is the whole romance, which was very nice. Well, I think these things are there for us to find, and it's just odd things that happen that draw you together.
Yes.
I'm quite sure of that, because he was my best friend.
Just 1 second, yeah. Just say that. So I'll just ask you that again because that was lovely. And just say that again. So
I saw him and they used to see me coming off the bus and that. And then we went to pictures, and then we just got serious after that. It was 3 years, got engaged, and I got married after that. Lovely black curly hair. That's what got me. The hair was lovely. I was going down the ramp at Vickers, if you know where it is, Scotswood, going down the ramp, and I said to my friend, oh, I forgot my glass, it was Christmas Eve, and I heard the voice say, oh, drink it out of a cup, you'll be all right. I thought, who the hell are you now? And that's how I got to know him. Good man.
Lovely man.
Smashing man. Yeah, he used to come up to the factory up the shop with the electricians, and he used to look at all the lads.
He looked at all the lasses pre-picked you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen every film ever made.
Is
He
that
was
why you
film
sing the
man,
films?
so it's
And where did you sit in the cinema?
what did I say?
No, where did you sit in the cinema?
Not in the back row.
You're trying to come across all holier than thou and all saintly, and I know you're
I
not.
am. I couldn't sit in the back because I was short-sighted. I wouldn't see the film.
My husband was going asked to one of the lads he worked with was going to get married. He's got engaged and all this drink. But it was a bachelor night. Well, I had been to work from 8 o'clock. I left at 8 o'clock to start when I worked on Southwell Road. And I'd never seen him all day. And when I went in, he was all dressed, suit on the lot. So I think it was about 1 o'clock, and there's somebody come in a car and dropped him off. So he come to the side door of the house, the flat where I had it over. He says, there, come in. I haven't got a hat to throw in. I says, you can do what the hair oil you like. So I got all the pans out the cupboard and I start throwing them at him. He says, Doris, what's the matter? I says, I've had your tea here since 10 o'clock. Well, of course, I was newly fangled, you see. And I'd never known him to go to sing. He had been at other ones, but before he met me, you know, he was a lad about 10, my man. He liked dancing, things like that, and he'd had loads of lasses, but no. But we never spoke for nearly a week. I used to put a note down, and when me cat used to sit on the chain, I used to put a note beside her, tell him he stays right. But never mind, my neighbour, as I say, my neighbour come down, she lived upstairs, and she says, Doris, what's all the pants then in the garden? So I told her, she says, I quite agree. She says, you shouldn't, I'm not saying you shouldn't have went, but you've got to give me a bit of scope to go.
But let him know
But
the
I
school.
says, she says, your problem is you're too possessed.
Yes.
You're like his company. Well, we did everything together, you see.
Yeah, you do.
And we did that all through our married life, more or less.
Did he have a flat head on one side?
No.
About the suitcase.
Can you remember?
No, no.
You packed his suitcase, you took it to the Iona Club and left it with the doorman. And the next thing you knew, the man downstairs was knocking. He says, Dorothy, says, somebody's hid a suitcase over my wall. My father hid it over the back wall and got the downstairs house instead of us. Can you not remember?
No.
Listen, you can't.
She's
you
just
got
claiming to be all innocent.
Are you not spilling the beans?
No. She does know well.
Would I get her home? That's in a room for the week.
Yeah, right.
My first marriage night, I was married for 20 years.
Right.
He was a womanizer and a gambler. And what you call my second marriage only lasted 2 years. Because he would thump us. Least little thing I got.
Oh, good, that's
Had black eyes, broken fingers, broken nose, the lot. I still speak to him now. Well, what you call really, my first marriage was that bad. It was annulled by the church.
Right.
It had been that bad. And what you call the second one, as I say, it just lasted a couple of years.
But you must have been pretty brave and pretty strong to go through that.
I never thought about it being brave and strong, really. Just happened. No.
I'm telling you, you are. Yeah, lots of
It's
people
one of
would
them
crumble
things.
under that, particularly with kids as well. They would crumble under that. And
No, I think it made a stronger person, really. Got married at 17-year-old, as I told you, and all I wanted was to have children. Kept going backwards and forwards to the doctors, the hospitals and everything. All they kept saying was there was nothing the matter with either way, but there was no sign of any children. I thought the world of my grandfather, and the night my grandfather died, I took ill. But I wouldn't go to the doctor, and everybody said I had took it too badly, my granddad gone, you know. My grandmother at the finish, she says, I'm taking you to the doctors, find out what is going on here. What's the matter with you? She says she went on too long, if it's just upset. Took us to the doctors and I found out I was pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
And tell her what you bought on the way home.
I washed cold, I nearly danced down Ravensworth Road. I saw the shop, I went in and I got wool for starting it, baby things.
He was on his way to London, but he got off at York. They caught him at York, that was it. He had wellness on the wrong feet. He had an old duffel coat on, because when they came in from church, I used to change them. He had the duffel coat was all fastened on the wrong thing. What a sight he was. I said he couldn't even get dressed properly when he got lost. Anyway, he went to Newcastle, the centre, got on a train, intended to go to London, but they caught him at York. Talk about Dick Turpin. So all he could say was the name of the priest at the church, Corpus Christi, and they came to the door and I thought he had died, that kid. I really did think he had died.
How old was he?
9.
9?
Yeah. And it was dark, you know, in the winter time, January. And as I say, the priest brought him back. And I was out of my mind, I thought he was dead. I was sure he was dead. And that was it.
And lo and behold, he was just a tinker like no.
Well, the next day, the Gateshead Post came and they wanted a story. I said, I'm not telling you anything. I'm not making a hero of him. But they went to the school, got the story there. It was in the Gateshead Post.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you were cross, were you?
Yeah.
I wonder if we could find that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could find a copy of that story.
Did you ever...
They go through everything every morning, the police station, to find out what's what.
Have you ever been able to laugh about it?
Oh yes, no. No, I
Is
do.
that like a family story now?
In fact, there was a little thing in the Gateshead Post a few years ago. Paul, where are you now? We're looking for you, where are you? Well, he was bus driving at the time, I was still travelling. Yeah.
I've got 2 daughters, one's 62, the other one's 54. I've got a son-in-law and a grandson. 2 son-in-laws. I've got 4 grandchildren, and I've got 8 great-grandchildren. And that's it. Well, you've got to have patience, and you've got to love them, and that's it. That's what I think, anyway.
What were you like as a dad? If your kids had to describe you, what would they say you were? Were you strict?
I was not, no, my wife used to do all the prompting, and she always slapped them on the legs, nothing else. But I never hit them, not once hit them. Only once, my daughter was on these skates, and she come down the road, and this car nearly knocked her over, and I hit her. And that's the only time I've ever hit her.
Because you were frightened?
I was frightened in case I took the skates off her for a fortnight. But
And I always swore, when I met my husband, I enjoyed my courtship, it was the best time. And I always said I would make up for it, and I did. And he'd had a bit of a hard life, because his mother died, well, a bit later on, but I didn't know the woman. But I say to her grave just the same. And before he died, I says, do you want to be with your mum? He says, no. He says, I want to be on my own till you come.
Till you come. Oh, that's nice.
But that's what we wanted, so...
But I've got 2 marvellous sons, and I'm in the ring every day and things like that. But I still miss...
It's companionship.
Because my husband and I were never parted, you see. We've always...
You look in the chair, there's nobody there, the other side of the room.
He died very sudden as well, you see. It's taken longer than what I thought it would be.
But you see,
I think when they die suddenly, that's hard.
I mean, my husband died with cancer, but he had it twice. But you've just got to accept things as they come along. There's nothing you can do with it.
No, there's no what you can do. There's nothing you can do in anything.
What
You've got to
you say
accept
is
it.
why us, why him, which I still do in my mind. But it's no good taking it out.
No, you've got to accept it. There's
and
no
people
getting
blame
rid of the
God.
fact.
What's got now to do with God? It's what the hospital does.
Because there's nothing to do, you know. The place never needs cleaning up.
Plenty
They
of
washing. You know, they used to wash the shorts and I, well, there's no like that now.
That's why I did sleep like that. Didn't wake up.
Oh, it's really sad.
Like a cotter.
Really? And what was it?
Didn't know.
They never do. There was a lad
Took
beside
him
me
away.
did the same.
Operated on him all about 4 days to see what he died of. Couldn't find it. But natural causes.
They just don't know.
Yeah. You can't describe it. No.
Was your husband still alive?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Broke him up as well. Yeah. He's been dead 14 years now. It's got to be 70, 71. But I used to go up the road through the back lanes in case I met anybody, you know.
So you didn't have to talk to people?
Oh, yeah. Couldn't get over it. He was so fine looking. He was 6'3", been a police force. And he used to jog from Berkeley to here, you know, and back. Just happened overnight. Don't know what caused it. They were talking about what colour they were going to paint the front door the night before. So he was fit enough. Just couldn't find the cause. No.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I was 8 years old and I got told that she wouldn't make it, and that morning I left her in bed on her own. My dad was in the army and I went back up, I don't know why. I got the front door, went back up and she played holy hell with us. She started to go to school, but when I come back I never saw her again. She had died on the stretcher in the corridor. What it was, I don't know, they won't tell us, and I don't know to this day what she died of. But they brought her all the way from London in the train. She's buried in Youth churchyard, and that was so I could go, I had somewhere to go where I knew she was. That's what she asked for. But she's only 33, but I've never got over that. But there's an emptiness there yet nobody can fill. I don't care who it is, I've got another stepmother, I just couldn't take to her. My husband never met her, he wasn't bothered. But you've got a bond with your mother that you can't, it's hard to explain. But all through your life here, I don't know, you see people out in the Metro Centre or in the town with their, you know, their mothers or their aunt or whoever, and I think to myself, what happened to me? Why was it us? But never mind, that's the way life is.
Yeah. Do you think you're old?
No.
You don't think you're
You
old?
get up in the morning, you don't think about it. You just say, well, what day is it? What am I doing the day? Now you can. You just got to get on with it.
I try and keep up with the current affairs on the television, films, stuff like that. Try and keep it at bay like that.
Yeah, because you fancy Johnny Depp, don't you?
Oh yes. I'm not sure.
Oh, God, beard and all.
Isn't he lovely? Yes, got a beard, man.
You always
No,
Gates
he had
head
in the
girl.
film, I mean.
You always Gates head girl.
Oh, it's lovely. I got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Oh yeah.
And a biscuit.
Yes. But that's as far as it would go. Yeah, just admire him from a distance.
Well, I feel 90 at times, but I didn't want to be old.
Yeah.
Honestly.
What were you gonna
I've
say?
been very lucky. I've been able to go about and I can touch wood. I've never been trouble or in pains. So I've tried to keep it good.
Yes, sometimes I feel ancient. But I try to keep up with the Queen.
What is that getting up in the morning and saying a nice day? Not necessarily say a nice day, just get up in the morning, you're glad on you.
You open the curtains and get on
Yeah,
with
you
it.
can move
You've
and
seen another day.
see another day.
It's like when you go to, on a Sunday morning for your paper, because I like to go and get mine and I have a walk around the block. And when I come back I make a bacon sandwich and I thoroughly enjoy that.